Small group of former students at a Christian school north of Cedar Rapids says they've received abusive punishments when they attended the boarding school more than a decade ago. Now they're threatening a lawsuit. Jim joins us with this I-9 investigation into their claims.
Well, it was first called the Cono Christian School, founded in the 1950s. It developed into a boarding school, which closed in 2017, becoming instead a year-round educational and retreat destination. But the stories of harsh treatment actually comes from the boarding school days a decade ago, and they're being made by a few students who say their voices were not heard. This was Cono Christian School.
When a guest steps on campus, he or she senses a certain peace, a certain shalom.
As this promotional video shows, more than a decade ago it was a boarding school teaching a mix of international students and at-risk youth. The school was located in Buchanan County, just north of Walker.
We're able to offer two things, I think. One is structure, and one is a loving relationship.
That was Andrew Bells, headmaster from 1999 to 2008 and president until 2011. And this is Natalie Cooker, who attended Cono Christian School during that time.
It wasn't a healing-based school. It was a punishment-based school.
Today, Cooker and at least two other students are considering a lawsuit alleging mistreatment by some Cono school staff. She says she was first sent to Cono at the age of 13 by her parents, who she says couldn't deal with her. Cecilia Angeli says her adopted parents sent her, her brother, and sister to Cono around the same time.
I just was a little rebellious, and by that I mean I just wouldn't follow the simple rules.
She admits she acted out during her 4 years at Cono, but says the punishments she received would be extreme, including at times she talked to her sister in a classroom.
That would get me sent to the basement or paddled.
How long were you in the basement? What was the longest time you were put in the basement?
I honestly can't remember. We had no concept of time.
Both Angeli and Cooker say punishments ranged from verbal and emotional remarks about their appearance to running laps in the cold without jackets to being paddled.
They would hit you 3 times. I specifically remember that I used to get in trouble because I would lay her up so that it wouldn't hurt as bad.
But they say the biggest punishment was the basement. It was a form of detention where they would spend overnights alone in the finished basement of a house on campus.
I was never allowed to have anything down there. I was down there with a bed, a nightstand with a Bible, and a lamp.
It just kind of however long they felt like you needed to be down there.
I know my brother was down there for a week. My sister was down there a lot too. But it was definitely more than 24 hours or just overnight.
We reached out to former headmaster Andrew Bells, who now lives in North Carolina. While he admits no discipline is perfect, he says the allegations made by a few former students is a very, very thin set of circumstances, saying they're old and chiseled out of thin facts. And in this promotional video posted in 2009 on YouTube, he said Cono Christian has seen a high degree of success.
The whole objective, whether you're raising children as a parent or whether you are a teacher, is not just to get compliance. We're happy to have compliance with rules, but what we really want is a transfer of values from our hearts into their hearts.
But at least 2 students say those values were not transferred to them.
I just think it's funny. How are you going to tell somebody not to hit by hitting them? Simple as that.
Ultimately, these are the places being advertised to do healing and, preparing you for adulthood and the rest of your life. And what they're doing is damage.
The people who now operate the Cono property did not own it when these allegations took place, and they issued this statement, and it reads, "Neither the Presbyterian Church in America nor Ridge Haven owned nor operated the Cono Christian School." The statement goes on to read, "Therefore, we have neither information nor knowledge of specific allegations nor success stories." And it's important to note that Andrew Bells told me by phone that the vast majority of students at Cono have positive things to say about their time at the school. And tomorrow we'll talk with 2 dorm parents about their experience at Cono and also hear from an international student who came to Iowa for an American education.